Hello and welcome back to a special voting edition of the Spitfire Club. Miss Amanda here, and I'm here to talk about voting. So what's happening on Tuesday of next week? But it's also happening right now, everywhere. Say louder. Voting. That's right, voting. And can everybody vote? No, not everybody can vote. And that's too bad, right? Why is voting important? Yes, decisions that impact you and me and my kids and your grandparents and everybody are made by the people we vote for and the issues that we support. And so it is incredibly important to vote if you want to make sure that everyone's needs are met, or whatever your bottom line is. Now, Spitfire does not support a candidate. We are nonpartisan. However, all of the things that we care about, like equity and opportunity for everyone and girls' empowerment and girls having power, these things are actually pretty political. And so that's why it matters to me that you know how important voting is. I won't tell you how to vote, but I will say exercise your right to vote. All right, today's book is Vote for Our Future by Margaret McNamara and Micah Player. And this book is so fun. These kids, they know how to solve problems just like you. And so I thought we could be inspired by them today. Let me scoot forward. Vote for our future. Every 2 years, on the Tuesday after the first Monday of November, Stanton Elementary School closes for the day. For repairs? Nope. For a holiday? Nuh-uh. For vacation? No way. Stanton Elementary School closes for Election Day and changes from a school to a polling station. What's a polling station? A polling station is where people go to vote. The reason people vote is to choose who makes the laws of the country. We should all vote, says Latoya. We should all vote to make our future better. We can't vote until we turn 18, said Lizzie. So what can we do? The kids of Stanton Elementary School did their research. They looked in books and made notes. They went online and found all kinds of information. They even took a trip to their local election office and picked up forms. I can't wait till I can vote for real, says Amal. Me either, said everybody else. Kids have to live with adult choices. The kids of Stanton Elementary School were ready to spread the word. Katie and her mom made flyers and handed them out. Don't forget to vote, Katie told one busy dad. I didn't even know there was an election, he said. Well, now you do, said Katie. Can I go with you when you vote? Jasmine asked her big sister. Oh, it's a pain to vote, her sister said. I'm not even registered, added her friend. It's not hard to register, said Jasmine. You can do it together. I can show you how. Nadia and her auntie went door to door. Voting is a right, Nadia said. A right that women didn't have 100 years ago. One lady told them, I don't like standing in lines. Well, I don't like lines either, answered Nadia's auntie. But if we stand in line for coffee or for a movie or at a bank, I bet we can stand in line to vote, said Nadia. Said the lady. Maybe we can. At Jaden's house, the whole family was making their voting plans. Jaden's dad was voting before work. Jaden's mom was voting after work. I've walked to that polling station every election since I could vote, Jaden's great-grand told him. But I can't walk so far anymore. A volunteer can drive you, said Jaden. Let's get you set up, said Jaden's mom. Mia and Noah and Jamal had a bake sale. Don't forget to vote, Mia said, as she handed out change. I'll be away on election day, said one woman. In our state, you can vote early, said Mia. Or you can vote by mail, said Jamal. The voter guide tells you how. Voting? What's the big deal? Asked a teenager. Listen to Mia, she's right. People fought wars so we can vote, said Mia. That's a big deal. Well, why should I vote? Said a sad lady. Nothing ever changes. Besides, one vote won't make a difference. Is that true? Are you kidding me? Said Jamal. Changes are made every day because people voted. Every vote counts. And by the time it was the first Tuesday after the first Monday of November, every kid at Stanton Elementary School had spread the word to their families, to their neighbors, to friends, to strangers, to friends of strangers. The whole town had a voting plan. And on election day, this is the part where it gets hard to hold the book. Oh my gosh, look at all these people voting. Voters came early in the morning before the sun was up. How do I make this there? They waited in line with coffee. They rolled in on wheelchairs. They voted for the first time and for the 50th time. They ran in at the last minute. They came with their sons and daughters, their nieces and nephews, their brothers and sisters, their cousins and friends. And on the first Wednesday, after the first Monday of November, all the votes had been counted. The results were so close, the votes had to be counted again. Some people won, and some people lost. The laws of the country began to change. Stanton Elementary School went back to being a school. Oh wait, I really want us to, what's LaToya's page say? And the future began to change. Do you think LaToya will be elected to Senate someday? I hope so. All right, what about you? You should think about it. Okay, so is this year a normal election year? Or is it different? This year is an everything different year, isn't it? So this year it's going to be harder to vote because we can't get close to each other. We can't touch each other. Bake sales? No way. There's no way there's going to be a bake sale this year, or there shouldn't be. So there's still ways that we can make sure that people know to vote. And there are still ways to vote even if you're not safe or comfortable voting in person. So the most important thing I want to tell you right now is that if your grown-ups have requested an absentee ballot, which means that a ballot that they vote on came in the mail, they need to make sure that they deliver that to the registrar's office. Or some states you can deliver at the polling station on election day. It's very important to make sure that those arrive on time. And time is tick, tick, ticking away, isn't it? Okay, so you ready for your homework? Besides making sure that your grown-ups return their absentee ballots in person. You ready? I want you to call 3 grown-ups you love and remind them to vote, okay? So maybe you have grandparents who live in Ohio. they might need to vote, right? Or maybe you have your own parents and maybe they forgot to vote. So I want you to choose 3 special grown-ups you love and remind them to vote. You can call them. Calling's probably best. But there are other ways to communicate too, right? And then I want you to help your own grown-ups make their plan to vote. So are you ready for the questions you should ask? What's our polling station or our polling place? Where do we go to vote? And did it change this year? Coronavirus has caused some polling locations to change. And so you may need to make sure that you're going to the right place to vote. Also, do you need any special ID, like a driver's license or some other form of identification? Which ID do you need to bring with you? And then the last one, got to make decisions about who you're going to vote for and what you're going to vote for. So we all know, well, maybe we all know that president is one of the things we're voting for, right? But there are other things too, right? Because you're a congressperson, maybe a state senate candidate, maybe school board, or maybe there are constitutional amendments on your ballot. Where I live, there are 2. So do your homework and figure out, what do we support? What do we like here? All right, that's all I got for you, okay? It's very important to vote. If you do anything that involves voting, like going to a polling location with your parents or making calls, feel free to take a picture of yourself getting out the vote with Spitfire and then tag it Spitfire Votes, okay? Spitfire Votes. I'll put that in the notes. All right, happy voting.